Hey, Bearded Man Steve here. I just wanted to say something about, especially from childhood, where the child didn't socialize like they should have. Might have a mental disorder or something inside them telling them to avoid it. A lot of times it's a trauma response or autism response or ADHD response. It's mainly big in those three things. Where you either don't feel the need to socialize or you have a feel to avoid to socialize. Or you couldn't socialize for one reason or another. Things just happen. So therefore you never picked up the skills to socialize, because as a kid you learn to socialize by being around people, and then you figure out what's acceptable and what's not, and then you figure out, okay, this is all right, this is not. Actually very similar to domestic violence in many ways, where a person that's around domestic violence, it's highly likely they'll become domestic violent people themselves, causing domestic violence because it imprinted on them to that kind of behavior is normal. But with people that's not socializing, it actually goes deeper than that, because they didn't pick up all the cues, all the things. They didn't pick up reading people's body language as much, where they like if you look at somebody, you can tell they're angry, so you're like, oh wait, I might want to avoid this. Or you look at somebody and you go, oh, that person looks like they're distraught. Where if it's strong body language, of course we're going to pick it up. But if it's not so strong, most likely we won't even notice. We won't know there's a problem, because we never learned to read that stuff. And it goes for talking to people. It goes for what's acceptable behavior. You'll get into situations where anything can happen and you just not realize it. And it can affect friendships, relationships, and whatnot, just because you never learned the social cues. So it can be devastating. It can be hard. If it's recognized early enough, it's easier to relearn, to learn, and to develop those social skills later in life. It's a whole lot harder, and it's almost too challenging for some of us. So therefore we'll miss out, and like I said, we'll make mistakes, and people around us will be like, oh, this person is just being mean, this person just being nasty, this person is just being ridiculous, this person is weird, this person is whatever the case may be, and depending on the situation. And it's just a lack of social skills. We don't want to be this way. We don't want to read people wrong. We don't want to feel things from people only after it becomes so intense that we're able to see it the way it is. And then we avoid those situations even more, so we never get that situation again, or less likely to get that situation again. And so, especially if you have kids and you realize this person's not hanging around many other the kids, that's disappearing at lunchtime, disappearing as much as possible, so they're not around other people. You might want to get that checked out so that it doesn't get as bad, or catch it early enough so they can relearn proper social skills. Basically, the way I say it, when people my age at the time was learning one type of social skill from being around other kids and other people, I was basically focusing on and learning other situations, which was basically the complete opposite. So therefore, I never got around the people to learn those other situations, what normal people would learn and when they would learn. And when I do, if it is something I end up learning later in life, I still have major issues with it because I don't realize it, and I still missed out on learning every single fine detail about that situation, reading the people, reading and socializing. Just wanted to let this know so maybe it can help you or somebody you know, which is what I really like to do, is help people so they can realize what's wrong with themselves, or what's wrong with their kid, what's wrong with their friend, what's wrong with their parents, depending on the situation. If each video helps one person realize something, it makes my day. So hope this helps you.